Ghana announced a no visa deal with Morocco last Friday. Yay, wait, don't be excited yet. This deal is just bread and circus designed to distract us from the fact that Ghana just sold out fellow Africans, ushering them into another institution of colonialism. And this is not hyperbole. What do I mean by this? And why should you care? And what is this colonialism I'm talking about? I'm going to get into all this and answer all these questions on the Do or Da YouTube channel. Subscribe and also let me know your thoughts on my thoughts. My name is Nenebi Tony. This is Do or Da podcast. And on this podcast, I offer cultural commentary on global happenings from the perspective of an African who lives here in the US and, who is passionate about where I'm from. In 1979, the president of Ghana was Hilla Limann. A lot of Ghanaians look at Limann as a failed president. But Hilla Limann did something which every president of Ghana had respected every single time until this year. Hilla Limann voted with the rest of Africa to admit the SADR, aka Western Sahara, into the OAU, Organization of African Unity, but also acknowledge the sovereignty of Western Sahara. And every president of Ghana till this year, acknowledged the sovereignty of Western Sahara. And what is the sovereignty of Western Sahara and why does it matter? I'll tell you. So, Western Sahara used to be a colony of Spain. So in 1979, Western Sahara was still under the occupation of Spain. And the UN had passed a resolution that any country that was under the occupation of another country as a colony, that country needs to leave if the land is not terra nullius. That means if the country had people living there before you went there, you need to vamoose. So the UN, voted to find out if Western Sahara had people living there before Spain came. They didn't need somebody to vote on that. So the UN approached the International Court of Justice to do a fact-finding mission and issue an advisory opinion on what the UN is supposed to do. And so in October 1979, International Court of Justice issued an advisory opinion that Western Sahara was indeed a country or a land or a territory that had people living there before Spain came. However, two other countries at this point were laying claim to the land that became Western Sahara, the country of Morocco and Mauritius. Morocco said Western Sahara was their protectorate. And what is a protectorate? Under the Roman Empire, usually if countries were scared of the Roman Empire or if countries were scared of invasion from outsiders, they would swear a pledge of allegiance to the Roman Empire, right? And the Roman Empire is not the only people that did that. I'll give you an example. On March, say, 1844, Ghana signed what we know as the Bond of 1844. And the Bond of 1844 made Ghana a protectorate of the British Empire. That's important. Ghana didn't sign the Bond of 1844 to become a colony of the British Empire. Ghana became a protectorate. That means the British Empire was supposed to protect Ghana against foreign influence. But the people of Ghana had sovereignty over themselves. That was supposed to be the agreement. So we all know what happened. That led to the British becoming colonizers, blah, blah, blah. And so Morocco said this is what they had with Western Sahara. Western Sahara signed a Beha with them. Pledge of allegiance to make themselves, a protectorate of Morocco. However, the ICJ, International Court of Justice, found that it's not the entire territory of Western Sahara that signed that protectorate with a deal with Morocco. It was just some small part of the northern tribes. And in November 1979, Morocco took this decision by the ICJ and interpreted it to mean that the land is ours. So the king of Morocco, King Hassan, marched civilians into the land of Western Sahara to stage a peaceful protest that the land was theirs. So what happened? Colonizers did what colonizers would do. Spain organized a meeting in Madrid with Morocco, Mauritius to decide what he should do with Western Sahara. So the people of Western Sahara want to be a sovereignty. Spain, their colonizers, said, you want to be a sovereignty, but we won't talk to you. We will talk to other people, aka you are going to negotiate with terrorists on your behalf. So Spain entered what they called the Madrid Accord with Morocco and Mauritius, giving half of the country of Western Sahara to Morocco and half to Mauritius, and they left. They left a problem, you know? They always leave problems. So from then, Morocco have been fighting to lay claim to the land. So the Polisario Front, a national liberation movement, arose around this time to fight for independence for the people of, what's the name? Western Sahara. And in 1979, OAU, which later became the AU, acknowledged the Polisario Front as the legitimate leaders of the country of Western Sahara, and the president of Ghana started diplomatic relations with them, President Limann, and that had continued all the way till January 6, 2025. So President Akufo-Addo, on the eve of his departure from office, ended diplomatic ties with the SADR, right, the Western Sahara, and opened relations with Morocco in relation to that. And, you know, some people protested, and people thought that when Mahama came to office, he was going to reverse that, and he did not. Mahama have gone even further to announce through his foreign minister that Ghana supports the autonomy plan that Morocco has proposed. And what is the autonomy plan? In 2007, Morocco proposed a plan where they will give Western Sahara self-governance, but with Morocco in charge of their sovereignty. So Western Sahara and their citizens will control the executive and the legislature of the country, but their military, foreign affairs, and their judiciary will be controlled by them. And many countries opposed it, and from 2020, Morocco intensified their efforts to get other countries to support them. And US President at the time, President Trump, announced support for the autonomy plan. The people of Spain announced that it is the only legitimate or good solution for the plan, Spain. And many countries have supported Morocco. But one country have opposed Morocco from then till date. And that country is Algeria. And why does it matter that Algeria opposes Morocco? Well, in 1975, when Morocco appeared before the International Court of Justice to lay claim to Western Sahara, they didn't just lay claim to Western Sahara. Morocco said Morocco was the only sovereign state that existed in Northwest Africa pre-colonialism. So basically, Morocco said the country of Algeria, the country of Mauritius, the country of Mali, and the country of Western Sahara are all pre-colonial territories of Morocco. So, if Morocco successfully implements their autonomy plan in Western Sahara, what do you think is going to happen next? History will always be our guiding light. What is going to happen next is Morocco is now going to start fighting to take over Mauritius, Mali, Algeria. And there is only one country between Mali and Ghana, Burkina Faso. So, you know, the president of Ghana thinks he's playing both sides by trying to build strong alliance with Burkina Faso and, what's the name, Mali, while still fiercely supporting Morocco, thinking it will end well. But think about this. If currently the US is supporting Morocco, Morocco is bidding to host the World Cup together with Spain and Portugal. So think about it. Spain, Portugal, the US supporting Morocco in their bid to take over more territories of Africa. Can Burkina Faso and Mali protect Ghana? This is why you always have to put your interests first when it comes to these issues, right? Ghana's non-aligned movement position doesn't mean that we are passive, what was the name? We are passive players on the global scene. No. It means that we make our decisions based on the issue and not the parties. So Ghana will support Western Sahara while still doing business with Morocco. Ghana have always done this. I told you that President Clinton came to Ghana in 1998. Before President Clinton came to Ghana, Fidel Castro of Cuba was in Ghana because President of Ghana acknowledged that we need to keep both sides happy. Ghana have always done this. I can go all the way to history and give you so many instances where Ghana took a position on an issue even though the position of our quote-unquote ally is different. Because non-aligned means that issue over party, policy over party, POP, right? That's what I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to highlight what the issue of Western Sahara is and why I think that the president of Ghana signing this deal with Morocco and announcing that they are going to support the autonomy plan by Morocco is a weak, unethical, unprincipled, and maybe unconstitutional position. I say maybe unconstitutional because it had to be ratified by Parliament. That can be done because NDC has a huge majority in Parliament, and as it stands now, they haven't done it yet. So, it had to. But I'm an entertaining journalist, so let me end with something light-hearted, something more fun. Police Shake It to the Max is officially the Afrobeat song of the summer. You know, earlier this year, maybe 2 months ago, I compiled a list of songs I think was going to be the song of the summer, Afrobeat song of the summer, and I left out Moli, and I was wrong. My apologies. I just saw Moli flying the flag of Ghana high at the BET Awards pre-show. Beautiful. Moli's Shake It to the Max song is #1 on the Billboard Afrobeat chart. It is steadily climbing the Billboard Hot 100 chart. And Moli just overtake Rema to be the 3rd most streamed artist in Africa after Tyler and Burna Boy. Things are going on in the Republic of Ghana. Good things are happening. And congratulations to Moli. I can't wait to hear everybody shake it to the mask everywhere I go. And there's a line in the song where she said, "You are looking for love, I'm looking for jollof." That's where she's wrong because I'm not looking for love. I'm just looking for someone to cook me jollof with love. Okay, all right. Have a beautiful week. Think deeply about the issues I talked about and use your voice. I'd like to know your thoughts on my thoughts. Let me know, please. Leave comment, like, share, subscribe. My channel is very small, but I believe I'm doing something good. I'm sharing information that I believe is important. Even if you disagree with me, you can, comment your disagreement, let me know what you think. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know, please. I'm really curious to know. And also, know your thoughts matter, just not to me.